Aloha and welcome to Beach Walks with Rocks. You can find us at beachwalks.tv. A few weeks ago I took a retreat, a 5-day silent intensive retreat with Lola Jones, and it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit because the whole concept of silence, I think, is incredibly valuable in this day and age of so much noise and conversation. If you watch Beach Walks a lot, you know I love the social web and all of the conversation and connections that people can make. And I spend quite a bit of time myself engaging in those conversations. And so I was a little concerned about going 5 days without any internet, any email, any phone, any TV, no reading, no listening to the radio, no outside sources. The goal was to go inside completely, and anything that I experienced or wanted to share or wanted to discuss or had a question about, I took it to the inside of me. And oh man, it was so great. It was just really very, very powerful. When we went into the silence after the first morning, we spent a couple of hours just listening to Lola and very, very brief introductions of the people who were there. And then when we dropped into the silence, it was like an explosion for me of being in touch with my best friend who I haven't seen for 20 or 30 years. And we had done about, a couple of weeks worth of preparation, so there were various things taking place in the background getting me ready for that, so that when that moment occurred, it was like this giant backlog. And I no longer feel the need to seek out books to answer questions for me. I have this connection with the divine presence or with God inside of me that I don't have to, it doesn't have to be mediated by other people or things. And I find that so exciting. I used to take, every now and then on my birthday, I would take 24 hours of silence. And that is also wonderful. I mean, that, was really what I think started my interest in this direction. And to be able to not have to pay attention to anyone else, but yet be in the presence of other people was also very, very sweet, really is the word I have to describe it, because we got to know each other only through our energy, without having to have eye contact or conversation or overt sharing of any kind. And so it's a wonderful way, actually, I think, to experience the presence of another person, is to be with them side by side, but without having to talk about it, without having to leak all of the energy out of the experience itself by attempting to use words to describe it. Words are wonderful, and they have their limits. They don't really begin to be able to capture the essence of so many experiences. So I shall now zip it and continue on in silence. Aloha, everybody. Malama pono.